coming at you live from Lo-Fi Studios, New Orleans. How we doing out there, my people? Now let's go and get it down with the goodness of that Lo-Fi global news that's been on hiatus since the hyenas of old have gravitated to the new post past the position of emission, labeled in bold, but rather still, it all just smells of mold. You know what I mean? Let's go. The U.S. Navy has shot itself down on this Sunday. Yes, that's right. Two planes shot each other down, and they were both from the U.S. You know, friendly fire, they are calling this, because obviously no one can shoot down the U.S. military, right? Even if they are flying over the Red Sea, where lots of things are being shot down and shot at. Take from that what you will. Now, let's get to that top 10 music billboards on this Monday. Now, the top 10 countdown of the week on the music billboards starts with number 10, Squabble Up by Kendrick Lamar. Number 9, A Bar Song, aka Tipsy, by Shabuzi. Number 8, TV Off by Kendrick Lamar and featuring Lefty Gunplay. Number 7, Luther by Kendrick Lamar and SZA. Number 6, Die With a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. Number 5, Holly Jolly Christmas by Burl Eves. Number 4, Last Christmas by Wham! Number 3, Jingle Bell Rock by Bobby Helms. Number 2, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree by Brenda Lee. And number 1, All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. Yes, she still gets it every single year almost. But the bottom of this list definitely shows why Spotify makes its rap before Christmas. Because everyone's rap would be warped as can be if they didn't. Now, in other news out in Albania is banning TikTok for 1 year because of a stabbing. So what's it all about? Because TikTok is, of course, saying they had nothing to do with it. But the DL on the QT is that some kids are having a scuffle on the webs that leaked over into real life. One was killed by a stabbing, another was injured. And the people around the situation all blame social media and TikTok. So the Prime Minister of Albania is now planning to implement a ban on TikTok for 1 year, starting in January. And as this is really just the beginning of a larger plan to help educate young people about the dangers of the internet and about socializing. And you know, I don't know how useful this is going to be. I mean, look, or listen rather, because, well, that's the point, right? You can hear me, but you can't hear me without the internet. You can't see Lofi Poli Sci. We don't exist. We're not connected to each other. It's our connections that make us the we that we be. Perhaps the problem isn't the interwebs, but rather how we choose to use it. What do you think about it, people? Write in. Will banning TikTok help teenagers become more sociable or non-violent? Let us know. Write in Instagram, YouTube, because you have the internet. And Lofi Poli Sci, just so you know, does not have a TikTok. Other places out there in the news we're checking out today, let's go on over to Africa, and where a lot of people have died in a stampede, being crushed. And you already know we don't deal in body counts, so if you want the numbers, you're going to have to look for yourself. You know, we hear about this all too often, especially that one in South Korea a couple years back, right? A massive stampede that people died in. But what I want to really talk about in this story is the how this happens. And let it serve as a lesson for all of us on a bit more patience at the end of this year and next. Because you think this can't happen to you. But yet over and over and over again, all over the world, people die in stampedes of large groups of human beings running for one reason or another. Patience, Lo-Fi. Patience. You see how these things turn bad? Once you have a massive group of people together, like at a parade, or a music concert, or anything really, like a New Year's Eve gathering, when people are smushed together, and yeah, I use that word smushed properly in this time, when people are smushed together, and then one domino falls, that's all it takes. One linchpin is pulled, and everyone starts moving fast. Slowly at first, though. But then, picking up speed. And you can't do anything but go faster yourself, or you'll fall. And once it really starts picking up speed, the smushed group of people, they're picking up speed. Once the crowd starts picking up speed, people do start falling. But the people behind them are being pushed from the people behind them, and so on and so on and so on, that when you see someone fall, even if your reaction is to help pick them up, a massive crowd of people are pushing you from behind right on top of them and right past them. And people die in a human stampede. You know, we're going into a new year, people. All around the world, there will be massive gatherings of people. Slow it down. Patience. Be kind. And the last piece of news to send you on your way for the day. To the Democratic Republic of Congo we go. And the United Nations peacekeeping mission that is there? Well, you see, the DRC ordered the UN out earlier this year in a 4-phase decreasing of troops. And that last phase ends this month. The UN peacekeeping forces should be gone. No longer in the country. We've been talking about this all year. Just from the beginning of when it started to even now. When it's all going to be over. But is it? See, just now, the United Nations Security Council, the only UN body that can order international troops anywhere, voted. And all parties agreed to extend 11,000 UN peacekeeping forces in the Democratic Republic of Congo until December 2025. So for another year. And at this point, it does seem like the DRC government is going to let it happen. But we'll also see how they really feel about it as next year comes and as further things develop. You know, it's interesting and worth noting, so much worth noting, that the UN Security Council never agrees on anything, much less sending an international peacekeeping force or keeping them there. So it's so worth noting when, where, and why the UN Security Council would keep 11,000 troops in the DRC. What do you think? What's in the DRC that everyone wants? Write in, people. And love you, Lo-Fi. And this, just a snap of what's going on in the world today.
I bring it down, Mike.
Always remember that Lofi Poli Sci is more than just me. It's the we that we be. Pickering, signing off.